Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Let me know if you can see and hear me okay. This is going to be a group energy healing where I heal 120 people in 9 different countries. And I talk out loud for the most part, except for the first 2 minutes. I talk out loud as I work, so it's a walkthrough as well, and you could heal yourself doing what I'm doing. Do it for yourself. Yay! Thank you. I got confirmation. If other people want to confirm too, that's fun. If you want to say hello, see where you're viewing from. That's cute. Cute fun. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello. All right. Someone says, sorry they didn't fill out the surveys this weekend. Well, I'm healing 120 people, so there are always some people filling out the surveys. So if you want to skip one or two, do what you need to do. Someone's viewing from Chicago. Hello, hello. Yes, and for those that don't know, I am in the United States in the Pacific Northwest of the country, Washington State. And today is possibly going to be somewhat sunny. That should be nice. Let's see. Okay, so this is going to be healing 3 of 3 in this month. I'm doing 5 group healings, the set of 3 and the set of 2. This is the final in the set of 3 healings called the triplet set, April 2022. And the whole month, the healings are themed to help with healthy family boundaries. But like with all my healings, they all help a lot of things. Like, because we're healing all the chakras, we're giving you way more presence. So, like for example, you never know, like a healing that is, the theme is healthy family boundaries. Someone, because of what we're doing in the healing, someone may suddenly like hear their angels a lot better, or they may clean out a closet, that they've been putting off for a year, so don't take the themes are important, but don't think like, oh, I have to wait, 8 months for that one theme I need. Just work on yourself, get well, heal everything, because it all is so interrelated. So speaking of which, so today, this is, thank you for the surveys, those that did fill out the surveys, especially filled them out yesterday, so I had time to review them and think about what we're doing today. We did some interesting stuff 2 days ago on Sunday. Not stuff that we've never done before, I guess, but it was a nice grouping of like inner child healing and healing stuck parts of you that were stuck all the way from past lives. So we did parts of you that were stuck in all sorts of past, recent past, childhood past, and then past life past. And that, I think, helped in a unique way. Because I'm always walking people through clearing energy blocks, which includes past life blocks, and healing inner wounds, which includes inner wounds from past lives. But the way we did it, where we, you imagine a mini you that's stuck back then, and you heal it, you give it presence and all that, it just seems to do something extra doing it that way. So it was nice. So the survey responses, some people had better sleep. A couple of people did not. There's always like a million people with different responses within the 120. But I would say overall, I did see more good sleep comments because of the healing. And people feeling lighter. Um, People just getting more perspective on their own baggage, like that they could see it. It's not all gone yet, but they kind of, it doesn't bother them as much. Um, I felt pretty unencumbered after that healing too, like pretty unburdened. Um, so we also did magnetic alignment of chakras, aligning the magnetic fields of the chakras, the major chakras. So that was probably a nice pairing to do with those, the inner child healing and the stuck past life parts of you. Um, so anyway, we're going to do that again because I saw that we're going to like sort of take it to a new level in a way, because we're still going to do what we did 2 days ago with the heal stuck past parts of you, inner child parts of you, past life parts of you, yada yada. We may do magnetic alignment again too. We'll see what complements it well. But we're gonna, and we did call back bring in, where you bring in new energy of yours that you've been trying to bring in. But that's sort of the part that we're going to take to a new level, because the way we usually do callback bring in is we bring in stuff that's just queued up to come in already, and we sort of do it at the end of a healing a lot of times. So maybe it wouldn't come in without the extra nudge that we do give it, like a lot of gold light for you and your new energy waiting to come in. But it's sort of like as you are now, that's what's healthy and gentle to come in. But what we're going to do today is different in that I'm going to look at sort of like the next significant level of positive change that you're trying to bring in. Not just like the batch that's been queued up for a while, but like, sort of like your next major leap forward, in your growth. And so technically, astrally, you do so much ahead of time that even that new energy for your next big step forward is up there, queued up. It just can't come in yet because you're not ready, right? So, but what if we looked at, okay, well, what past life parts of you, what this life parts of you, stuck in the past, do we need to heal so that you are ready for that next big bunch of growth? Because then you could, take a big step forward, and it wouldn't feel big because you would be ready for it. So it wouldn't be like, oh, thanks, Shannon, my life is now upside down. It would be like, just like, wow, that's wild. I've been trying to do that forever. Now I can do it. It would be like, it would feel natural, but it would be a big step forward. So, and again, that's not really family boundaries, but the angel showed me that that's what we should do today. And the thing is, it relates to family boundaries in that it could be that your part of your next big step forward is all about family boundaries, in which case for you it is all family boundaries. It's like a big breakthrough as far as family boundaries. But maybe your breakthrough is career related and sort of tangentially family related, but mostly career, or whatever. So, and plus, the angels keep telling me the moving target, being a moving target is sort of a good way to have boundaries. If you're just so busy having a great time, and being really present, and you're jazzed by the change that you're doing, and you're just kind of turned on about all your life and what's going on, that's when you're hardest to control. When you're sad and mopey and bored with your life and spaced out, you're pretty easy to control because you're not that present, right? So a moving target is the best defense in a way, or the best strong boundaries energy. Moving target meaning, you're not the same person you were a year ago. I mean, you are, but you know what I mean? Like, so much is changing now for you. And so it's harder for people to figure out, what your buttons are and how to control you. And plus, you're just so much more present and checked into what you're doing. And so that is the ultimate in strong boundaries energy, is just you being really present and engaged with your life. So that's what we're doing today. So I don't know how I'm gonna make that into a cute little title for this when it turns into a video, but that's what we're doing today. So yeah, I'll figure out the title along the way. But it's basically helping you to bring in your next significant batch of change, positive change. And that could be family boundaries change as well. But it doesn't have to be only that. You know, so maybe your next significant batch of change has to do with abundance, or it has to do with self-love and self-care. But of course, that all translates into stronger boundaries with others too. So anyway, that's where we're headed today. So it's kind of like the sequel to the healing we did 2 days ago. The first healing in the set was kind of to set everything up, I think, because we had to repair a lot. We were pretty in depth. I mean, we even did GBCV repair. We did a lot of repair the first one. And with the glow and the vibe stuff, I think we just kind of woke everybody up. And then, I did see that helped when we did the first one, when we cleared the specific energy blocks that your family always kind of cords. But anyway, so, okay. So I'm going to catch up with comments if there's some new ones, and then we'll do our 2 minutes of quiet, and then we'll start the healing. All right. We get a temperature report from somewhere. That's good. Hello from Vegas, 80 degrees with a high of 92. See, that's so informative. Thank you so much. Someone just can see and hear you from Colorado. Thank you so much. Nice emojis. Someone said, I did have good sleep too for the last healing. Yes, and you healed yourself. Good job. Dreamed about a little girl being so happy and following me home. Oh, thank you. That's a nice inner child message dream. That's good. So it says hi from Ottawa, Canada. Well, hello to you too. I have no idea what those emojis are supposed to be. Gray crabs. I don't know what they are. But thank you. Whatever they are. Alrighty. It's gonna be good. And happy spring, everybody. I just love saying that. Happy spring, happy spring, happy spring. Can't say that too much. Well, I think I can't say it too much. You probably think so. But anyway. Okay, cool. So now it's finally the part where I'm going to be quiet for about 2 minutes, during which time I will finish my prep and then start healing people. And you'll know I've started healing because you'll see my hands go up like this. And then soon after that, I will talk out loud and begin the walkthrough part where I'm walking you through healing yourself if you want. All right, thanks for waiting. So you can make a copy out in front of you to heal yourself. Just make it with your intention. You don't have to see energy yet to do that. Just imagine you're making a copy of all 17 of your auras out in front of you, and they're roughly in the same space. So if you're present, they are in the same space. So it just looks like one aura, but it's really 17 in the same place. And then inside that is your physical body and your astral body, and then your connection to the core of the earth, your grounding. So let's do grounding. Go ahead and recreate your grounding. Make it wide, as big as wide as your whole aura. So that's probably, if you let your aura be nice and wide and flowing, it would be as wide as the heel of the palm of your hand if you stretch out your arms, roughly. So you can make your grounding red or orange or yellow. Just intuitively pick which one you want to use right now. And if you're not sure, you can test each one and feel which gives you the most releasing, red or orange or yellow. And then you make a mini copy of your grounding out in front of you and comb through it. Also, I suggest that you bring your grounding up high as your third chakra, which is where your sternum bone ends. That's your third chakra. So bring your grounding up that high. And then it's wide all the way around you, including behind you, all the way down to the core of the earth. The good thing about all this stuff is it will help you progress on your issues. You don't have to specifically work on all your issues every day if you just like unblock your grounding and keep your aura flowing and whole. You're just releasing what's holding you back, you're healing, you're flowing, you're strengthening yourself every day. So that's a nice way. Like, for example, if you have a job where, you know, or during a day, you're not doing stuff that is really what you feel like what you're doing during the day is not the most amazing thing you've ever done that day, you know? Work your grounding as you're doing whatever you're doing. So that way it will be helping you in the most spiritually significant way possible. And as you're unblocking your grounding, just be aware of any sludgy, heavy spots and use gold light until those melt away. All right, so then indie grounding is where you check the outer perimeter of your grounding all the way down, and you melt away connections from your grounding to other people's grounding by using gold light and melting away those connections. And you can find some connections into your grounding that you typically might miss, like ones that have been there maybe all week or all month or for months, and just notice, train your intuition to kind of hunt for those and see those and then melt those. All right, so that was indie grounding. So let's do aura repair of all 17 auras at once. So as I said, you have a copy out in front of you of all 17 of them. And if you're reasonably present, they're all in the same place. And as you comb through them, just get a sense of, do you feel like a lot of them are blocked, a lot of them are ripped? What do you notice? And if you don't notice a lot, don't let that freak you out. Just kind of keep thinking about it. Just let your mind relax as you comb through. We're using gold light. I didn't really mention that. Coming out of the palm of each hand, the hand chakra, and the fingertip chakras. So you set those with your intention to be at a gold vibration, gold color, metallic gold. And then that way, that's the color that you're generating with those chakras, the color of energy. So as you're using your hands to sense energy, which is something that you learn over time by doing. It's not, well, at least for me, it wasn't something that I was really good at initially, but you just, with all these things, you just keep working it and you get better at it as the more you do it. But not only are you using your hands to sense and learn to like feel what it feels like when you hit blocked energy versus what it feels like when you're feeling like a ripped area, like an absence of your energy, like the emptiness of it. What does the emptiness feel like versus like feeling a lot of compressed, dense energy? But not only that, you're of course also bathing it in gold light that's generated by your hands, which is restorative and healing and helps you repair. But then too, feel the outer surface just outside of the aura and feel that for leaks. And they might feel like, like a breeze or like some water squirting out. Okay, so now let's do some repair now that you've gotten a sense of what's going on, maybe. Even if you haven't, the repair will work anyway. I'm using composite copy technique. So you make an image of one rip that represents all the rips that are healthy and gentle to repair right now in your 17 auras. And with this composite copy, you repair that, and that therefore repairs all the rips that are healthy and gentle to repair in your 17 auras. So you want to get the gold light very deep in there. And so let's clean out the rip to make sure you get really good contact with the ripped surface of your aura. So just put in sticky gold wax, like sticky gold wax that sticks to anything that's not you in the rip. And then remove the wax and the junk and give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. And do that again, sticky gold wax, just to be thorough, and have it stick to anything not you in the rip. And lift it out. Angels, here you go. So then just keep using gold light to fill up this rip and let it repair and grow back. And then aura scarring is sometimes you get like a hard bumpy crust where it used to be damaged. So just imagine all the aura scarring of all your 17 auras. Just put it all in one spot and melt it away with gold light. Okay, so then aura bruising, that's more inner oftentimes. I mean, it may be also in the seventh layer, but then it'll be in like 7, 6, and 5. Or it'll just be inner, like 1, 2, 3 layers, 1, 2, 3, just a plate of hard energy in a couple layers in the same spot. And it's just, if someone throws energy at you and your aura doesn't rip, it could still bruise. So just imagine all the aura bruising in one place out in front of you, all the aura bruising from any of your 17 auras, and just go ahead and melt that away. So it's like a copy of all the bruising. And I just use lots of gold light and wash through it, let it melt. Okay. So we did the scarring and then the bruising, and then let's do the wax. You know what? Let's do collapsing gold nets before we do the wax, because we did that on Friday 2 healings ago, and that seemed to be nice. So just imagine all around your everything, all around the auras and your physical body and astral body and your groundings. Just imagine bigger than that, a cube of gold netting all the way around, and then you collapse that in and have it tangle up in anything that's not you. So invasive beings, other people's energy, energy blocks, hard objects, whatever, and just tangle all that up in the gold net, and then just hand that to your angels. Angels, here you go. All right, and one more time, imagine big gold net, a giant cube of gold nets, and close it in around everything that's not you, and just get rid of that. Angels, here you go. Hand it to your angels. All right, so then let's do Sticky Gold Wax, which is a similar, has a similar purpose. Maybe more effective in getting out hard objects that are kind of stuck in there. So Sticky Gold Wax, you just put it especially around the outer surface of all your 17 auras and the outer surface of your groundings, your astral and physical body groundings, but put it all inside too, inside the auras, inside your bodies, astral and physical, inside your groundings, around the outer surface of your groundings too. So put it in all the chakras, major and minor chakras, just so that it sticks to energy blocks that you're looking to release. And they could be family boundaries energy blocks, blocks that make it harder for you to have boundaries with your family, boundaries, blocks that make it harder for you to have boundaries with anybody. Yeah, just let the wax stick to all that, and we're going to remove the wax and all the junk at once. So move over all the junk with the wax. Angels, here you go. All right, one more time. Sticky Gold Wax all over everything, outside and inside. And then we're going to remove the wax and the junk, move it to the side. Angels, here you go. So then we'll just finish up the repair of those 17 auras around the outer surface, because if we removed hard objects, there may be some gaseous left. So let's do a little extra repair around the edges. And then we can double check by using your hands and your intuition to kind of feel around the outer surface and see if you feel any sort of like breezes or spouting energy, like little squirts of energy coming out that are energy leaking. And if so, just repair the auras around that spot. All right. So that was aura repair plus a whole bunch of other stuff related to it. All right. What's next? What next? All right. So I had talked about this in the intro, explained already what we're going to do about helping you to bring in your next bunch of significant change, helping you to be ready to bring it in. So it's not like, oh no, my life is now upside down. It's not like that. So we're going to help you be ready to bring in your next bunch of significant change, which could be positive change with family boundaries, as well as other areas of your life, or just other areas of your life. It's just whatever's next for you that's kind of a big deal for you. And like I said, we're going to heal stuck past parts of you in order to help you be ready for that big bunch of new change that you've already figured out on the astral. You've already planned it with your angels. You just haven't been able to do it yet. Haven't been ready to do it yet. Okay, so let's start like we did 2 days ago with inner child healing. Because I think that it's just pretty potent because it's so formative and it's in this life, and so I think it's a great place to start. So we'll just do it pretty much similar to the way we did it 2 days ago. We'll start with one inner child part of you at a time, and just imagine a part of you out in front of you. It could be far away from you if you don't really want to feel and you're a little nervous about that, but just make a little play area around out in front of you for a stuck inner child part of you, or wounded inner child part of you, same difference. And so you imagine like a mini you from this lifetime, from your childhood. And if you had a perfect childhood, then it may be something that's a minor stuck wound. It's pretty easy though to get stuck when you're a kid. So just imagine a stuck inner child part of you from this life. And you can just say hi to that part of you. And you can get a sense of how old that part of you is. You could ask that part of you, or you could just get an intuitive sense. And that part of you got stuck back then. So chances are something wasn't really perfect, going on with that part of you. Maybe it was just a bad day or something more significant. So you could get a sense of, how do you feel? You could ask that part of you, hey, how do you feel today? And don't be disturbed if it's, not a happy answer. That's the whole point. This is not a happy part of you, but we're going to make that part of you feel a lot better. So don't worry. So go ahead and make a present for this part of you out of universal healing energy, rainbow colors, gold light. So it could be a bunch of energy healing flowers, or it could be, a present of some other sort. And just go ahead and make your present for this wounded inner child part of you, and ask your angels to check the present. Angels, can you check my present? And it doesn't matter if you can't see exactly what it is. And then just lay it out at a respectful distance in front of this inner child part of you, like still within the play area, and just say, hey, this is for you if you want. The angel checked it. It's a present for you. It's okay. You can have it. and just get a sense of, if your inner child part of you is receiving the gift. And then you can give this inner child part of you a healing, just with gold light. Just kind of bathe that part of you in gold light. You can explain as you're doing it, hey, this is a little healing. It's okay. Don't worry. And that may be enough. But if you want, you can make another present for this part of you. So just imagine yourself making another present, healing present for this part of you, and say, angels, can you double check my present? And then put it at a respectful distance in front of this wounded child part of you, but still within the play area. And say, hey, this is another present for you if you want. And you can see, if you notice that part of you receiving the present, notice if that part of you received the present in some different way than they received the first present. And then you can ask your angels, just say, angels, can you help finish healing this part of me, just in case there's more healing that this part of you needs. And as this part of you gets fully healed, it can just pixelate and come back to you, as like rainbow colored light or gold light. But there is a more ceremonial way if you prefer. Just have your angels make like a pretty gold arched bridge or some kind of nice pretty bridge from the play area to you, and just have your angel escort this wounded part of you that is no longer wounded, now healed and restored, back to you, so you can have that energy back in the present. You don't have to be wounded in that way anymore. And again, that's from one moment in time. So say you had like a really bad entire childhood, there are a lot of little moments in time to heal over time, but you do one at a time. All right, so good job. So that was healing one of your stuck inner child parts of you. So you can reground and then take a couple deep breaths. So now let's do 3 of those stuck inner child parts of you at one time that need healing. So you make 3 different play areas out in front of you. And then imagine in each one of them is one of your stuck inner child parts of you. And then just kind of use your intuition or ask those parts of you, say hi and say, how old are you? And go ahead and you can ask those parts of you, how are you doing? But again, do not be shocked if the response is not so happy. And just don't worry, because you're the strong one now. You're the strong and healthy one. You can heal these parts of you. So just make healing presents for these parts of you. Just make them with your hands out of universal healing energy, rainbow colors, gold light, and just make 3 presents and say, angels, can you double check my presents? And then just place them at a respectful distance in front of these parts of you, still within the play areas. Just say, hey, these are presents for you if you want. The angels checked them. And don't worry if the part of you is so sort of like kind of like zombie-ish and not getting the gifts yet, not receiving them, because now we're going to heal that part of you, and that may change the mood of this part of you and make this part of you more able to receive gifts. So now just use gold light and wash out these parts of you. With gold light. So you're healing these parts of you. All right. So that might be enough. And you can just, again, offer the present if it's still there to that part of you. Hey, do you want your present now? It's okay if you don't. And then you go ahead and make new presents for these parts of you. And say, angels, can you double check my presents? And then give those presents at a respectful distance. You know, put them in the play area. And say, hey, these are more presents for you if you want. And just say, angels, can you finish healing these wounded inner child parts of me? And those parts of you can just now dissolve and come back to you as your own energy, all healed and in the present. But if you want a little more ceremony with it, your angels can make pretty gold bridges from the play areas to you and escort that part of you over to you. And just take a deep breath, maybe do a little stretch, just, you know, adjust. Having a little bit more of you healed and in the present. So that was 3 parts of you of inner child. We did 1 inner child and then 3 at once inner child. So now let's do more inner child. We'll do 3 more inner child in that we kind of already triggered, you know, because we were talking about significant change. So we kind of already did probably part of what we need to do, but we're going to specifically imagine, okay, a bunch of significant positive change that you haven't brought in yet. And how many inner child parts of you do you need to heal in order to bring in that significant part of change? And it could be, you know, say there's like 20 inner child parts of you, and that's too much to do today, maybe. So then you have to just say, angels, can you help me do this in my sleep with you? Can you help me finish it up? You know, but maybe 5 of those are good to do right now. You know, so what's healthy and gentle that you can do to help bring in that significant change? And then just make that many play areas out in front of you. And if you can't intuit an exact number, it's okay. Just kind of wing it and just be like, okay, well, here's all the play areas that I need right now that are healthy and gentle, right? And I'm going to put all these stuck inner child parts of me in the play areas. And I'm going to have my angels check it. Angels, did I do too much or too little? Because I want to bring in that significant positive change, but I also want to be healthy and gentle. So your angels will fix it up for you. And then maybe this is a lot more parts of you, so you maybe don't need to intuit the age of each part of you. You know, you can just sort of mass produce a little more. So just say hi to all these parts of you. You can do that easily, right? And then just make presents for all those parts of you. Make maybe the same kind of gift for everybody and just lay it all out. These are going to be the gifts for everybody. And then angels, can you check my gifts? And then go ahead and, you know, put your gifts in the play areas at a respectful distance in front of these wounded inner child parts of you. And just give those parts of you a little second to receive the presents. And then gold light for all these parts of you. Just wash these parts of you out with lots of gold light so you're healing them. And you can explain to them, it's okay, we're going to get healed now. It's all right, you're safe. And you can make another gift for all these parts of you. And have your angels check all the little gifts. Angels, can you check my gifts? And then put all the little gifts in the play areas. And see if those parts of you are receiving their gifts. And you can say, angels, if there's any leftover healing to do for these parts of me, can you please heal these parts of me? Can you please finish up the healing? And just let these parts of you come back to you. And if you need the ceremony of the gold bridge and stuff, let your angels do that for you and bring back these parts of you all healed and whole now. So that was doing multiple inner child parts of you, perhaps a whole bunch, but healthy and gentle amount. So that you can be ready as soon as possible to bring in significant positive change. And then now we're going to do that same thing, but we're not going to limit it to inner child time periods in this life. So it could be from like, you know, a decade ago when you were 40 or ish, or when you were 20, or it could be from past lives. Okay, so any time period, we're gonna open it up. So it's still, you know, make a whole bunch of play areas out in front of you. and and this is any parts of you that are stuck in the past that are in the way of you bringing in significant positive change. They're delaying your significant positive change. And who doesn't want significant positive change, right? Right? So just put all these parts of you. We'll have the angels check, so it won't be too many. So just make a whole bunch of play areas, whole bunch of wounded parts of you from any time period, from past lives, from this life, from adult times, whenever, inner child times, whenever, right? And just say, angels, can you check this? Because I want significant positive change, but I also need healthy and gentle. So can you check all this for me? And so whatever's still there is healthy and gentle amount to do. And so you can go ahead and say hi to all these parts of you. That's easy, right? Hi, 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 hi. And this is just healing yourself. So it doesn't count as a group healing. It's just you're healing yourself. So it's multiple little parts of you, but that's okay. It's not a group healing. It's just self-healing. So go ahead and make energy healing flowers or other kind of energy present for these parts of you out of universal healing energy, just whatever these parts of you need. And just make a whole bunch of presents. And then say, angels, can you double check these presents? And then give them to these parts of you, these stuck past time parts of you. And see if, you know, how many of them are receiving the gifts and what's that like for them. Just imagine that if you can't see. And then go ahead and use gold light to heal these stuck parts of you. So lots of gold light for all these stuck parts of you. Again, this is from any time period you want. Past, or recent past. Past lives. Lots of gold light. You're healing the parts of you that are delaying you bringing in significant positive change so that they can be healed and whole and no longer delay that. And you can say if you have any, I mean, you could make extra gifts if you want, one more round just for fun. So extra presents for these parts of you. Angels, can you check my presents? And then give all the presents out. And then say, angels, if there's any leftover healing needed, can you please heal all these parts of me? And if you need that extra ceremony of the bridge, the gold bridge and the angel escort, then that's fine. Let that happen. Otherwise, just you can let the energy, your energy just come back to you automatically once it's healed. All right. So that was another round of multiple, and it could have been many, many parts of you, and it was from any time period. Again, only an amount that's healthy and gentle to do. So this is the part where you can try to remind yourself, like, hey, I want that significant positive change. So if there's more that I need to do, like say over the next week or the next 2 weeks in my sleep with my angels, I really need to, commit to that with myself. I need to focus on that, because sometimes it's like people have this sort of on and off motivation. Like they really want to change their lives, but then like the next day they're like, la, 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 I want to watch Netflix for 5 years, So, just try to make sure that, the part of you that cares sticks around. Like I still want to care tomorrow and the next day. I want to see this through. I want to stay the course until I get that significant positive change. So help remind yourself, heal your heart chakra right here in the center of your chest and say, hey, positive change really is going to help me, and I'm committing to my positive change. I'm worth it. I can do this. I'm going to let my angels help and guide me, through all the healing I need to do so that I'm ready for my own positive change, my own significant positive change. All right, good job. Doesn't mean you can't watch Netflix. It's just sometimes people watch shows and they're just like tuning out and turning off all their growth and change. Other people, maybe they're just having a processing day, but they're like fully checked into their positive growth and change and they're on course. They just need to chill out for a sec, but they're going forward still full blast. So it depends, like not all, it's not like so black and white. It's like if your intention is you're still checking in, you're still doing your positive change, then that's going to make a big difference. Okay. So you can go ahead and check, like just imagine a copy of yourself out in front of you. And if you don't have, if you get like, try not to train wreck about being able to see in more detail than you can, just imagine yourself in whatever way you can, even if it's just a blob. So this blob represents you, right? Imagine you out in front, a copy of you, and then imagine that significant change as, like maybe a whole grouping of different colored rainbow colored energy that's yours, and it's a whole bunch of it. And so that's your significant positive change. And is that coming in yet or not? Maybe it's not yet, and that's okay, but just run gold light through that significant amount of positive change and run gold light through you, including your aura above your head. And it could be that there are certain energy blocks that are still in the way, like just certain blocks, and then if they clear, the whole thing starts coming in. So just imagine if there are any energy blocks holding up that positive change that are really good to clear right now, and just imagine, like a pile of those, and you can blow up that pile if you're healing yourself, or you can melt it with gold light. So just melt the pile of energy blocks that are in the way, that are really good to clear right now. And you can imagine multiple piles, one after the other. Once you melt one, imagine any more. Is there any more that's still really good to clear right now, healthy and gentle, but it's been in the way. It's been delaying that significant positive change. All right, and then again, notice that the big bunch of different colored energy that's yours, rainbow colored energy that represents your significant positive change, and see if it's any closer to coming in now. Is some of it starting to come into your aura now? And just get an intuition too. Maybe there's something that you need, like maybe you need to take naps. For the next couple days, you need a nap each day, or maybe you need to go to bed a little earlier each night just to give yourself the rest you need. Maybe you need to change your eating just a little bit, or hydrate more, or maybe you just need to use some positive affirmations sometimes during your most stressful part of the day. Maybe try to say some affirmations either during that part or whenever you remember near that part of your day, just to like reset your energy. What do you need to help that significant positive change to come in more? Because it could be something really minor. It's just sort of like the right thing at the right time. And any little positive thing you can do is way better than nothing. So the positive change, it'll come in through the top of your aura, and it'll come in through your creative rings and then into all the major chakras. So you want to unblock this part above your head. Otherwise, that new energy coming in can make you feel really exhausted because it can hit some energy blocks and then you just feel like, whoa, time to sleep. There could be times when you actually need a nap, but there could be times where if you were just to unblock up here, then the new energy could come in gently and then you'd just feel fine. You'd feel alert and peaceful and productive and focused and fine. So unblocking up here, including 7th chakra, but above that, all the aura layers right above there, and your creative rings. So let's do that now. We'll unblock 7th and up. So, what did we do? Before that, we cleared energy blocks. To help bring in significant change. So now we will man, I totally forgot. Oh yeah. We'll unblock 7th and upward, top of aura. Top of all the aura layers. So imagine a copy of your 7th chakra out in front of you. That's like an open, all the chakras are like open cylinders. Your 7th chakra is oriented this way. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 are oriented this way with round opening in the front and the back. But 7th is oriented differently. So the opening is right at the top and then in the bottom there. So it's size, probably more like this size in there, but smaller than that. So 7th chakra is kind of funny because spatially it's very small, but it's very, very powerful and very, very significant. So, but you can make your copy bigger. So you can make your copy this big if you want. But just make a copy of your 7th chakra out in front of you and unblock it enough so that all that positive change coming in won't make you feel sleepy. So melt away blocks that are around the outer surface and also that are stacked up around the round openings. And all the aura layers above your 7th chakra, so the upper part of all your 7 aura layers, and your Wei Qi auras above your head too. Wei Qi auras are those 15 out of the 17 auras. Those are Wei Qi auras, and they're just big gold force fields. They don't have layers to them, and they help you with strong boundaries. So, but you just imagine all the 17 auras, the upper part of all the 17 auras, and unblock them with gold light. and unblock them so much that, you know, that significant change could start to come in and you'd be fine. All right. So let's see what else everybody needs. I'm going to look at a sample person for a minute, so I'll be quiet as I look. Okay, so sometimes you want to help other people, right? Maybe it's your son you want to help, or your clients you want to help, or your friends or family members you want to help. But there are ways in which you can get stuck about that, and that doesn't make you more helpful to the other people. So, how can you get stuck in wanting to help somebody? Well, one way is you take on copies of their pain into your own energy field. And that actually, it tends to bond you to their blockages, and so it makes it actually harder for them to clear their stuff. So it's completely counterproductive. But you know, you'll see this a lot with like moms. Moms are more likely to take on copies of their kids' energy blocks than dads, although that can happen with fathers as well. And again, it doesn't help anybody, but that sometimes that's how like a mom could be way more flattened by motherhood than a dad is by fatherhood. Also, sometimes, you know, the mom actually puts in more hours in the whole deal, into the whole experience. So that's a big part of why. But anyway, so just imagine a big old blanket out in front of you and put into the blanket copies of anybody else's pain and problems that you may have taken on, especially all the stuff that's really in the way of you bringing in that significant positive change. So just maybe it's copies of people that you really care about, of their pain, but that's just going to hold you both back. So that's not the way to help them. Right? So just put copies of everybody that you love, all their pain, everybody you care about, all their pain. Put all the copies of their pain out into this gold blanket. And just, you could say, angels, can you double check this? Make sure it's good to get rid of all this. The angels are all like, yes, do it. So now if you're healing yourself, you can just blow all that stuff up. But you can also just wrap it up in the gold blanket to get it all like sort of compressed and then like melt it all with gold light. And maybe some of it you can't melt, even though it's just a copy of the other person's pain. So then you can just wrap it up in the gold light still and give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. So let's do that one more time, just to make sure that, you know, maybe your guilt was in the way and you weren't doing it as fully as you could. So big gold blanket out in front of you, put onto it copies of anybody's problems that you have in your space, anybody's pain, energy blocks. Maybe you love this person so much and you worry about them, right? You're only holding you both back by having copies of their energy blocks in your space. So just put the copies out into the blanket and then wrap up the blanket. You could blow it up if you want. If you're healing yourself, you could melt it with gold light. And whatever doesn't melt, just give to your angels. Just wrap it up in the gold light and say, angels, here you go. Ah, deep breath, maybe a little stretch after that one. That was a big one. So what did we just do? We did blanket exercise 2 times. To get rid of other people's basically copies of other people's blocks, energy blocks and pain and problems that you were carrying. And that is definitely something that could get in the way of you bringing in significant positive change for yourself. So good job. I'm going to look at another sample person, so hold on. Well, hold on sometimes sounds like I'm telling people to like hold their breath, so just chill out. Just relax while I'm looking. Okay, so sometimes you can be stuck in a really extreme state of mind, a part of you. So, for example, the example I was looking at was this one woman. She's gotten a lot out of this healing so far, and this set of 3 healings. But there's still something in the way of her bringing in significant positive change, and that is her own fear of being alone. So she has this fear of being alone, and she just kind of, doesn't want to change any of her relationships because of that, even though, a bunch of them are very unhealthy for her, and it would be healthy for her to make changes. She's sort of paralyzed because she's too afraid of being alone, right? So what we can do whenever you have some extreme part of you like that, that's extremely stuck and holding up all your progress, you just imagine that part of you, just like we've been doing, and heal that part of you, right? So you could have these extreme parts of you stuck in fear, or stuck in anger, or stuck in sadness, or stuck in loneliness, or resentment. I think those are probably like the top 5. We'll say loneliness or just insecurity. And then resentment. So we'll have top 5. Your top 5 just really freaked out parts of you that are delaying your positive change, your significant positive change. Okay, so first we'll heal. So this is healing many parts of you. Specific to how they're stuck. Just in case you're kind of missing that with all the other parts of you we've already healed. Cool. So now we will do that. I just explained it, so now we'll do it. Okay. So just imagine the part of you that is, and imagine it at a distance if you want, but make a little nice little seating area, maybe a nice little garden, a comforting garden area for this part of you, and put in that part of you the most scared part of you. Some little scared stuck part of you, or it could be a big scared part of you. But just imagine the most scared part of you in this comforting, beautiful, angel protected garden. And then just say, angels, help me do this. And just say hi to this part of you. And if there's a sense that you could get of that person's age, that's fine. This part of you, the age. If not, that's okay. And just make a nice, healing, comforting gift for this part of you. And say, angels, can you double check my gift? And then you can lay it out in front for that scared part of you. And don't be freaked out if she or he won't take the gift because she's scared. But it's a start, And then now use gold light and heal this part of you. Just be super gentle, the most gentle gold light you can do. I just say, hey, this is a healing. It's okay. It's all right. So we're having a brief intermission right now because people say my stream is not working. Let's see. Hmm. That's funny because I just pulled it up and for me it's working. I can watch myself. Oh. Uh, yeah, I don't know what to do about that. Hmm. I guess I'll keep talking so you can tell if the stream is frozen or if it's moving and working now. But I don't know. There's no real fix that I have for that. I think it's not here though, because our lights have not flickered and it's not windy right now. We had issues yesterday with power, but not today. Doesn't seem to be. So let me know. Hmm. Oh, someone said it's back. Good. All right. We'll go with that. Okay. So now we are. So that was 2 minutes of just blabbing about bad internet connection. So then now at 1:30 we will. Yeah. Okay. So now we'll heal the angry part of you. So you may have one or several parts of you stuck in anger, maybe just subconscious. So don't, if you don't consciously feel anger, don't like freak out about like, well, don't skip this is what I mean. If you're not conscious of your anger, because anger is definitely one that can be subconscious, especially I think for women. But in different cultures, like anger might not be so socially acceptable, or whatever. Maybe you just don't personally like anger, so you repress it. So we don't want that. Thanks for all the confirmation about the internet. That helps. Okay, so just imagine, make little sacred angel protected gardens out in front of you and put the angry parts of you in those little gardens. Angry stuck parts of you that are holding up your significant positive change that you totally, totally want. So just, how many angry stuck parts of you do you need to heal so you can have that good change? And we'll have your angels checked, so don't worry, you won't overdo it, right? So you have a whole bunch of sacred gardens out in front of you. Put all those angry parts of you, all the stuck angry parts of you, in those little sacred gardens, and then say, angels, can you double check all this? Make sure it's healthy and gentle. Okay, and then you can say hi to these angry parts of you, but try not to get lost in that anger, and then just make presents for these parts of you. They deserve healing, right? And so just make maybe energy healing flowers or other form of presents out of universal healing energy, gold or rainbow color. Make a whole bunch of presents, and then say, angels, can you please double check my presents? And then give them all to these angry parts of you. Just say, here you go, if you want. I'm not forcing you. But if you want, here's some healing presents. And you can imagine if that helps some of them or all of them. Some of them might be too pissed for a present. That's okay. Now just use gold light and heal all those angry parts of you. Okay, just gentle gold light. Just explain it to these parts of you. Hey, you deserve a healing. Here's some gold light. I know you want these other people to heal you, but how about just me healing you for now? Because sometimes you get stuck in anger because you think someone else should do something for you, and then they don't, so you're like stuck forever about it. So lots of gold light. Just heal these angry parts of you. And this isn't like a mellow centered anger part. This is like you got pretty bent out of shape about it on some level. So lots of gold light. Go ahead, heal these stuck angry parts of you. And I'm laughing, but I don't mean to mock these parts of you. You can say, I respect and honor your anger. You're angry for a really good reason. But, here's some healing energy. All right, so if you want, you can make more presents for these stuck angry parts of you. Say, angels, can you double check my presents and give them out? And then you can ask your angels to finish up the healing. So angels, can you finish healing these angry stuck parts of me? And then you can just let them automatically come back to you when they're healed and whole. Or if you like the ceremony of it, just have your angels make cute little gold sacred bridges and then have your angels escort these parts of you back to you. And these parts of you are healed now, so you shouldn't be like lost in a whole bunch of anger. just keep breathing and just relax. Maybe gold light to your 4th chakra in the center of your chest. You can imagine a copy of your 4th chakra out in front of you and heal that. All right, so that was healing the angry parts of you, so that you can bring in the significant positive change. So now we'll do the any parts that are stuck in sadness that you have, that are you're stuck in the sadness and it's holding up your positive change, your significant positive change. So and just remind yourself, because like who wants to deal with the sad parts of you? Let's just skip all this, right? But just remind yourself how much you want that significant positive change, like a wow kind of positive change. Wow positive, right? You want wow positive, don't you? So just remind yourself, okay, this is worth it, and I'm going to feel better once I do it, right? So just make little sacred play areas or sacred gardens out in front of you for these stuck in sadness parts of you, and just put all the stuck in sadness parts of you, they each get their own little beautiful sacred garden, right? And then you can make presents for these parts of you, out of universal healing energy, and then just say, angels, can you double check my presents? And you can say, angels, double check, all these sad parts of me. Did I do too much? Did I make too many? So that way, all that's out in front of you is okay to heal. It's still healthy and gentle because your angels checked it. All right. So then go ahead and make the presents. Angels, can you check my presents? And then hand out, everybody gets a present. All these sad parts of you. Everybody gets a present, like an Oprah moment. Everybody gets a present. And, if the laughter bothers some of the sad parts of you, you can say, look, I totally get it. You have a reason to be sad. I honor your sadness. I respect your sadness. But you don't have to be sad too. Just be like, I honor this sadness. You have a right to be sad. Right? And then, but here's some healing. Just in case you're done with it. And just lots of gold light, and give a healing to these sad parts of you. Just say, hey, you've been through a lot. You deserve some healing. So you're healing the sad parts of you. And if you're feeling too much of the sadness, just imagine, maybe like a gold little protection gate in between you and your sad parts of you, so that you don't have to feel the sadness as you're healing these sad parts of you. And these can be sad parts of you from past lives or this life. It doesn't matter. They're just sad parts of you. Again, just stay here. Remind yourself what day it is. How old are you? Don't get stuck in the sadness. Maybe wiggle your butt. It's hard to be sad while you're wiggling your butt, right? That's how you could get, better looking butt, right? Just keep wiggling using the muscles. Maybe that's why my butt is so mediocre, because this is the extent of my butt exercises. But anyway, we're healing the sad parts of us, but we don't have to be sad while we do it. We just have to be respectful while we do it. But, little butt wiggling is okay. You can still say, hey, I respect your sadness. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. All right, and you can make more presents for these sad parts of you. They deserve it, right? So make wonderful healing energy presents for all these sad parts of you. And say, angels, can you double check my presents? and give the presents to all the sad parts of you. Say, here, this is just for you. The angels checked it, optional, but I think you might love it. And see if your sad parts of you want that gift. And then just say, angels, can you finish up healing these sad parts of me? And then you can just let those now healed parts of you, formerly sad parts of you, come back to you. And if they need little bridges and gold angel escorts and all that, that's fine. Just let the angels bring those parts of you back because now they're better. All right, so that was healing the parts of you stuck in sadness that were delaying your significant positive change, which we really want. So now we have 2 more groups. You can do it. Just remind yourself how much you want that significant wow level positive change, right? You want to wow yourself, right? So we only have 2 more groups to do. And we can do a lot of butt wiggling in the meantime, so we get better butt as we do this work. So it's spiritual work plus butt work. All right, so this one is loneliness and insecurity. So really fun stuff here. We're gonna have to wiggle our butts a lot to make up for it. But make some little sacred gardens or sacred play areas, sacred little resting angel protected places out in front of you for the loneliness and insecurity parts of you. So the parts of you that are super stuck in loneliness and or insecurity. This could be from past lives or this life. Just imagine those stuck parts of you. And when each of them get their own awesome sacred garden, right? And then just say, angels, can you double check this and make sure I'm not too, doing too much, right? So angels, double check this, make sure it's healthy and gentle for me. And then just let your angels kind of check out your setup. See if you're all set to do this in a healthy and gentle way. Okay, and then we're gonna say hi to these lonely, insecure parts of you, right? They want hellos, right? They're lonely. Hello, 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 hello. Make sure you say hello. Tell these lonely, insecure parts of you, hello, you count, you're worthy, you're worthwhile, you're beautiful, you're a sacred person, you're an eternal spirit, you have value, you're awesome, you're fabulous. Okay, and go ahead and make presents for these lonely and insecure parts of you. So out of universal healing energy, just make them fabulous, fabulous presents. And then say, angels, can you double check my presents? And then everybody gets a present. So Oprah moment, right? Presents for everyone! So give these beautiful angel blessed presents to all these lonely, insecure parts of you. And just see, with your imagination, see if they're accepting them. Maybe they're not yet. It's okay if they're not, but maybe some of them like their gifts. And then use gold light and just wash out all these parts of you with gold light. Just say, hey, you deserve a healing. It's okay. I'm here for you. I got your back. I can heal you. It's okay. Lots of gold light for these parts of you. And this actually could help your family boundaries a lot, doing all these different ones. All right, and more presents if you want. Just make a whole nother set of presents for these lonely and insecure parts of you. They deserve it, right? So beautiful energy healing presents. And say, angels, can you double check my presents? And give them, everybody gets a present. Presents for everyone. And see if they receive it. And then just say, angels, can you finish up healing these parts of me? And you can just let them automatically come back to you as they get healed. But if you like the ceremony of it, you can have your angels make little gold bridges and have your angels escort them on their little gold bridge back to you. Now that they're no longer stuck in insecurity and loneliness, how they can be with the rest of you and in the present and feel more whole and healthy. All right, great job. Maybe a little butt wiggling to congratulate yourself on that one. Good job, good job, good job. All right, great. So we're going to do some extra butt wiggling for this one because we're now going to do the last group of stuck parts of you that are stuck in something intense and yucky that you might normally just ignore because it's not fun. Resentment. How about that? So maybe somebody really did harm you in the past and you resent them, but then, years go by, lifetimes go by, and part of you is still stuck in it. So that's a problem. And that could be delaying you from bringing in significant wow level positive change, which we really do want. You want, I'm assuming. So just make a lot of little sacred gardens out in front of you, as many as you want. It could be many, 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 many. And then put parts of you that are stuck in resentment in each of those gardens. And just, they're angel protected gardens, so they're super cool. And just say, angels, can you double check all this so that it's healthy and gentle for me to do? So then if there were too many, your angels will get rid of a couple of them. All right, so now your angels checked them, so it's okay, right? So now go ahead and make presents for these parts of you that are stuck in resentment. They deserve a beautiful, beautiful healing present, right? They need it. So make a lot of healing presents for these parts of you. Say, angels, can you double check my presents so they're just right? And then go ahead and place them at a respectful distance in front of each of these resentful parts of you. And say, hey, these presents are for you if you want. The angels checked them. They're really nice. But don't be surprised if some of these parts of you are too stuck and bitter to want a present. That's okay. And then now go ahead and use gold light and heal these parts of you with the gold light. Just say hey, you deserve it. You deserve a healing. You've been through so much. I know you feel like other people should be healing you, but let's do this at least. Let me heal you. You deserve it. You're wonderful. And, a little butt wiggling so you don't get stuck in the resentment. Just stay in your body, feel that. You'll wiggle your toes maybe, even though that's not going to give you a nice butt. It's still useful to be in your legs. And keep healing these resentful parts of you. And again, it's not, you can say, hey, I respect that you feel upset about it. I respect that. You have a right to be upset. But still heal those parts of you so that they're not stuck in it. They can move out of that if they're ready. So lots of gold light. All right, and then more presents for those resentful parts of you. Just make a whole bunch of healing energy presents and have your angels check the presents. Angels, please check my presents. And then go ahead and give a present each to each of these stuck in resentment parts of you. See if they like the presents now. And then you can ask your angels, angels, can you finish up healing these resentful parts of me? And you can just let them, dissolve and come back to you once they're fully healed. But if you like the ceremony of it, you can have your angels make gold bridges and have your angels escort them back to you once they're healed and whole and feeling better. And like we did after the fear one, I think let's also, if they're beings or people, There could be invasive beings, or there could be people that are somehow kind of inspiring you or encouraging you to be stuck in these things. Like, you know, that idea misery loves company. Maybe somebody else is really pissed off about something. Like maybe a popular example would be like at a workplace. There might be a whole bunch of people that feel very disgruntled, and they kind of egg each other into this very resentful headspace about it. Sometimes political movements are like that, and they're maybe not focused on creating the positive change. They sort of get derailed into just hating the other side a whole bunch and like getting fueled by the hatred. Um, so, you know, that's not going to help you bring in your positive change. So you can imagine out in front of you any invasive beings, you know, in one crowd, and any people in a different crowd that are encouraging you to be in any of these stuck states, like fear, anger, sadness, you know, extreme anger, extreme sadness, extreme fear, extreme loneliness or insecurity, or extreme resentment. And just you can say hi to the people and say, hey, go talk to your angels, go talk to your angels, let your angels help you, have a good day. And then with the beings, you can just say, angels, can you recycle all those beings? And again, you can do that all over again, do it again. So any people that are still sort of inspiring you somehow to be stuck in one of these, you know, stuck states of being, or any beings, invasive beings that are inspiring you to be stuck in that way. And just say, angels, can you recycle all those beings? And then for the people, just say, hey, go talk to your angels. Your angels can help you feel better. You know, just say, angels, help me feel better. All right. So that was dealing with the beings and the people that might be encouraging you to stay stuck, and getting the beings recycled, and having the people, encouraging the people to recenter and work with their angels instead of, you know, fixate on you and trying to get you to stay stuck with them. So you can just comb through your space, check everything out. Oh yeah, double check, redo gold buffer zones. That there's a reference video on that, gold buffer zones. It's 18 minutes. I'll link it below. I always link it below in the comment section below the healing summary. I link below optional videos, and that's always one of them. Gold buffer zones. All right. So let's see what else. Yeah, let's do proactive flower healing. So that's like flower healing for stuck people that you might be triggering. Flower healing for triggered people. And for yourself. But flower healing is nice and nourishing, so when you clear a lot, it's just nice. It's nice always anyway. But then, you know, all this growth and change you did do in this healing, and you will be doing probably in the next week, just as a ripple effect of this healing, that could trigger people around you, and that's not that saying that they're bad or anything at all. It's just that people are always on a subconscious level very sensitive to energy and affected by the energy of those around them, right? And so it's nice to maybe help those people a little bit in a totally easy way by reminding everybody that they can work with their angels and their angels can help them, right? So you can imagine just out in front of you a big crowd of anybody that your growth may be triggering. You know, so maybe a giant crowd of people. You don't have to know. Maybe some are from work, some are extended family members, some are neighbors. You know, blah blah blah. Some are people from the Costco that you're about to go to. You know, whatever, it doesn't matter. Just imagine all the people out in front of you that your growth is likely going to trigger. and just make energy healing flowers. And flowers is different from a group healing. Like healing all those people, that would be, I would say, that's a group healing, and that's a very high risk type thing to do. You'd only do that if you're a seasoned professional and you really feel like that's what you need to do in this lifetime and you're ready for it, yada, yada, yada. Because it's a lot of boundaries risk with, in several ways. But anyway, so we're not going to do group healing. Flower healing is, for some reason, it's like there's an exception to the group healing thing where you could do flower healing for a bunch of people, and that doesn't count. It doesn't get you the boundaries risk as like actually healing multiple people at one time would do. So flower healing is like, for some reason, like really cool that way. So you can make energy healing presents for all the people that you might be triggering. Just, nice ones that say, like, hey, it's springtime, enjoy spring, your angels can help you and guide you and protect you, happy spring. And say, angels, can you double check my presents? And then just, lay out the presents at a respectful distance. Don't put it in anybody's aura, but just lay out the presents in front of people and say, hey, these are for you if you want them. So happy spring, your angels can help and guide you presents. And then go ahead and make some for yourself, of course. Lots of energy healing flowers for yourself. Happy spring flowers. Angels can help and guide you flowers, whatever energy healing you need right now. And say, angels, can you double check the flowers that are for me? And then give them to yourself. One more time, more flowers for you, right? So make a whole bunch of energy healing flowers. Say, angels, can you double check my flowers? And then give to yourself. And just double check your grounding, and then we're going to be wrapping up. So just make sure you have a nice wide flowing grounding, and when in doubt, unblock your grounding. Because if you want significant change, you're going to have significantly awesome grounding, right? So just when in doubt, just recheck your grounding. Imagine it. Is it a waterfall or is it like a frozen waterfall? You don't want a frozen waterfall. You want a flowing waterfall. Nice, big and wide, red or orange or yellow. And you can set the color of your grounding with your intention. You don't have to be able to see energy. So you reset it like, okay, now I'm making it red. Now I'm making it orange. Now I'm making it yellow. Just reset it with your intention, with your thought. Okay, so that's a little bit of unblocking grounding. And so now you just say, angels, can you give me a healing? All right, so the healing is done. Good job. Great job, guys. I know that one took some motivation to do. But now you can imagine that significant positive change and just keep checking and see if, is it coming in, and just keep healing, keep unblocking, keep working with your angels so that your significant positive change can come in. Yay! All right, so I'm going to set the timer for maybe, I'll set it for like 22 minutes, and then that hopefully will be a good amount of time. So I'm going to catch up on comments, and also if you have any comments about what this healing was like for you, how do you feel right now? Also, did you heal yourself? Did I heal you? If your YouTube ID is some kind of mystery name, please let me know context of if you got the healing or not. If you have a follow-up question about something we directly discussed, like the positive change part, the family boundaries part, you can put it. Maybe I'll have time for it. If I don't have time for it, you can just post it under a video later, and I'll get to it when I can. Okay. So catching up on comments. That person said that those odd gray emojis are poodles. Yeah, I think so too. But they're I would say I would send those back to the drawing board. I think they could make better poodle emojis than that. But thank you. It is cute. Someone says, good morning from Portland. Well, good morning to you. Portland, Oregon. Someone says good evening from England. Well, good evening to you. Someone says their name and says hello from Phoenix, Arizona, in the southwest of our country, the US. 80 degrees here. Thank you for the healings. Well, that's interesting to know how warm it is for you. I'm liking the temperature reports. Location and temperature reports. Why not? I'm gonna look up what it is here. It's ironic because there's this WGN weather app that I got when I was in Chicago, and you can put your zip code in it and use it even when you're not in Chicago. And it does, I mean, there's maybe a different weather app I could have gotten that, but it shows hour by hour. It's really good. But anyway, so according to this, it's like in the high 40s right now for us. It says mostly cloudy, but it's not. It's nice. It's sunny out for us right now. Anyway, okay. Someone says, thanks for explaining how to use hands when healing. You know, that's interesting because according to your initials, I think you're a regular client that has heard this a lot, but maybe that's just somebody with the same initials who's a newbie. But, yeah. If you're a newbie, then I understand that you want me to explain how to use the hands. And if you have follow-up questions about how to use your hands, then let me know. Just post it now or under a video. Someone says hello from Big Pine Key, which ticket is in Florida, but I wouldn't know that otherwise. But so you're in Florida in the US, which is the southeast of the country. Someone says hello, Janet. Hello to you. Hey, Janet. Then there's the whole live stream froze, but then it got better. Someone said while clearing out the stuck parts of us, the live stream keeps getting stuck. Yes. Someone says they're having bad weather. Maybe the angels are stalling the video because there is so much to heal. So then the live stream started working again. And someone is laughing, probably about my butt wiggling stuff that I kept saying. Someone says, Janet, you have such a youthful and vibrant energy today. I think it's all the inner child healing. It really works. Plus, I just like this hoodie. This is always a nice hoodie for me. Someone says, haha, yes, gold gifts, connecting to this today, just tuning in to say hi. Well, hello to you. Whoops, YouTube scrolled on me. I lost my place. Someone says, wiggle butt, LOL. That's right, wiggle your butt. That's so sad. That is totally the extent of my butt exercises that I do. But hey, you gotta start somewhere, right? So I'm doing a butt workout right now. By the way, love the lavender, yes, of the hoodie. Yes, it was my birthday this weekend, and I'm happy to connect with this practice teaching. You know, if anyone ever, I get on my hoodies on Amazon. So if anyone ever likes a particular hoodie in a particular, live stream, I mean, I won't have time now, but you could comment as a comment under the video later and be like, could you give me the link to that hoodie? Because I buy them all on Amazon. This one, I paid way too much for shipping, but it was like the perfect purple, so I had to, I just had to do it. All right. Someone says, thank you for the healing, Janet. Wowza, I feel great. Your humor is inspiring. The butt wiggling, perhaps. How did my family new to your healings do with the 3 healings? Yes, have to go. They did good. I was glad that you mentioned them in your survey, even just to mention their names, because that encourages me to look at them and see how they're doing with the healing. And your brother and your sister were definitely, like when I check with them through the survey, when I was looking at surveys last night, they were all like, oh, keep doing it the way you're doing it. It's working fine for me. And, your mother-in-law, she's always a bit of a special case, but she, that's good because I like to, if I can make the healing for the most change-resistant part of, the most change-resistant person, if I can make the healing comforting for that person, then it's even more approachable and comforting for everybody else. So, so she did like the healing, but she's surprised that she liked it. So anyway, they did fine. Someone says, what a fantastic topic today. I love the idea of bringing in a really large positive change. Yes. Wow level. And these were perfect exercises to clear out the crap that's preventing it. Feel excited for it to come. Yes. And you could keep doing it, as a video. to make sure. But you can also say, hey, okay, I'm gonna let my angels help me with this in my sleep. So then even in your sleep, you're working on it. Someone says, thanks so much, Jana. I feel great, and like a lot has cleared because I don't feel so emotional about some of the things I saw earlier. Great. Yes, and thank you for your survey too. Thanks everybody for your surveys. I appreciate them because then I see how you're doing when I see the survey. Someone says, I healed myself. Yes, I feel happy and motivated. Oh, nice. The 3 healings kept reminding me of how I feel when I post something on social media, fearing of making my boundaries weaker with family and friends. Yeah, social media posts are a thing. If someone, anyone can follow me on Facebook, but you'll see that I hardly ever post on Facebook. Like even on my professional page for Facebook, it's like, I just don't post. I mean, on Twitter I post, but it's like political sharing of progressive political stuff. So it's not really personally revealing in any way. It's just mostly sharing stuff that I find that I think is positive. But yeah, I would say, yeah, don't be fearful, but sometimes that's your angels going, yeah, you might not want to post that today. Like sometimes you could post something and your boundaries are so strong it doesn't matter, but you never know because like there's so many people. So just check with your angels and your intuition, I would say, about your posting. Just to, because it might be fine, but sometimes your angels maybe are trying to give you a message about it. So there's that. Someone said, caught the tail end. Yes, and you got the healing. Thanks so much, Janet. You healed me, and I feel so much more grounded and clear. Oh, good. Nice. Yeah, we did a lot of stuff, including butt wiggling. So you might have to catch up on the butt wiggling because if you didn't physically do the butt wiggling, it doesn't count. I mean, the spiritual exercises count, but the butt enhancement part, you have to physically do that. Someone says, this whole series has been awesome. Thank you, Jenna. I felt there were more angry parts of me, and I did more healing for these, and we'll do more over the next few days, too. Yeah. Well, good. Yeah, energy work, when you do it really well, you surprise yourself, and you're like, wow, I didn't realize I had parts of me that were that angry. Like, some of my angry parts, they, like, shove the presents away. Like, I don't want those. But by the end, they took them, but, So it's... allow yourself to be surprised. That's good. That's when you're really open to changing, is when you notice things that you didn't think were there and you address them. So good for you. So this is, thank you. I love all the healing, the stuck parts. Oh, good. I'm glad you do. Someone says, wow, I feel like I needed everything in the healing. I healed myself and you healed me. How did I do? Would my angels like me to work parts of this more? Yeah, of course. Yeah, they like the whole, that round that we did with towards the end, where it was probably a half hour long or something, healing many parts of you. That's their favorite part. Although they like the significant change part too. But they feel like, yeah, they like the whole thing for you, really. But they feel like, that the end grouping of like the fear parts, the anger parts, the resentment parts, the insecurity parts, the resentment part, the sadness parts, those are the parts where people like most avoid because they're so unpleasant. It's so unpleasant to feel that stuff. So that's potentially the most potent, I guess. That's what I'm trying to say. But I would definitely do both, though. Anyway, both the part towards the end and the part where we did inner child healing and stuck parts of you from any time period that were holding up you, bringing in significant change, significant positive change. Someone said, I did some home energy clearing just before the session and was triggered from it. Yeah, that sister of yours got in your space. I think it's your sister or your mom's or your wife's sister, some sister. The one who like at first had a problem with me, but then she still doesn't. She's like, oh, hi. But I think somehow she feels like she should be allowed in your house. So maybe like have her talk to her angels about that. Because sometimes people can be so stuck about something, like I should be able to go into your house because I have your best interest at heart. And then you say, well, okay, but what do your angels say about that? And then if you actually get them to ask their angels about what they're so stuck about, they're like, oh, okay, I'm sorry. Because their angels will set them straight about that. That's not appropriate and it gets in the way of your managing of the house. And, if they want, whatever. So you get it. So just remind her to talk to her angels about your home situation and whether or not she should be able to come and go whenever she wants on a spirit level. All right. Someone says, my stuck parts didn't always accept the presents. Yes. So I added in pizzas and they all took that. Ha ha. Wow, that's brilliant. Yeah, good job. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes if you tweak the gift a little, they'll accept it. But if they don't accept it at the first round before you heal them with lots of gold light, then don't worry about it. Because then when you heal them, they get better. Maybe that is hilarious about the pizza. Someone says, any specific suggestions for me? The sad parts of you, it seems like your angels feel like there are more sad parts of you that you're avoiding. So like of all of it, they're like you needed healing the sad parts of you like twice as much as the other parts. They're like you kind of disassociate from the sad parts of you quite a bit. So just do that part where you're healing sad parts of you and heal them. And not that, somebody in their survey, they're like, oh, I tried to feel my sadness, and it was so much. It's like, well, yeah, don't feel it, just heal it. Feeling is different from healing. Like, I think maybe in psychology, they'll talk about, and I'm not demonizing psychology, is very useful. But sometimes I think with psychology, they think of like, okay, you're either going to feel it or you're going to repress it and deny it, right? But there is actually a lot of middle ground. That's not immersing yourself in it or repressing it. There's just healing the wounds, healing that stuck part of you so that you actually don't feel much of it, but you really are clearing it and addressing it fully and not repressing it for later, right? So that's what I would suggest. If somebody is feeling something that's, like, oh, I think I'm releasing a lot of sadness or something, or some childhood traumatic thing that I don't quite know consciously, you don't have to marinate in it, to honor the experience or something, just imagine that, freaked out part of you and give her a healing, so that you don't have to wallow in it for 4 hours. That's not like an essential part of the process. Okay. And just give that part of you a healing and, have your angels finish up healing that part of you, and then you can integrate that energy back in you. So it's not repressing, there's a difference between wallowing in it, repressing it, and then actually just healing it with energy. Healing can be much more efficient and you don't have to, get stuck in it. So that makes sense. So someone says, hello, Janet. Thank you. I healed myself. How did I do? How did my kids and friend do? Yes, and I remember who you are, even though you're not reminding me. Your kids and friend did well. I looked at them several times. They were the sample person. Your friend was the sample person, and one of your kids, the female, one of your kids was also a sample person for one of the exercises. So I kept checking on them because they're newbies, and I check on all the newbies. So they did well. In really different ways, they're all, I mean, I know that, sometimes people you think like they're going through the similar issues, maybe some people that, but it actually, they all have different past lives. Like say they're all in one family now, but they all have completely different sets of past lives. And so why one person is stuck in something can be very different than why someone else is stuck in a similar, set of emotions. They can have, very different levels of wounds and baggage and even different spiritual ages and stuff. So that's why when you heal and we're so thorough with all the chakra stuff and the grounding stuff and everything, that's how we address it. But anyway, so your friends did fine and your kids. Um, you did well. I would say, that the parts of you towards the end where we did that, keep redoing. I mean, you could redo all of those parts of you, but definitely the loneliness, insecurity parts of you, and the fear parts of you. Those are like the two favorite parts for your angels to like keep doing. So the fear parts and the loneliness, insecurity parts. So those are two different little sections that will be time stamped, and they're quick. They're only like 2 or 3 minutes each. But those are like, if you want to like only do a few minutes and get the biggest boost, that would be it. Even more than inner child healing for you. Although inner child healing would be like the number 3 thing to keep repeating, which we did, and that will be time stamped as well. All right. Someone says, thank you for the healing. I feel better since this morning. Clearly needed the positive change part because the changes I want seem so big and impossible sometimes. Yeah, they're not too big or too impossible. You've come a long way already. You just have trouble seeing that. Sometimes people have a period of change they need to make in their life where there's not a lot of external validation for it. And so you just have to keep reminding yourself that you feel better in this and this and this way. You do this behavior that's positive that you didn't used to do. You think in this new way that's positive that you didn't used to do. Try to celebrate your victories, even if you don't have a lot of external world validation to your change yet. Try to just keep reminding yourself, and even do something small, like say you don't have the discipline to meditate today, but maybe you can heal your heart chakra for a second while you're watching some YouTube video. Just put your hand here and let the gold light heal your heart chakra without you really thinking about it, or a deep breath in between YouTube videos that you're watching. Or something. Just start very small if that's where your discipline is at the moment. But I'm glad that you feel better now. But yeah, when things feel big and impossible, it just probably either you have damage or things are stuck. So, I mean, you could try to imagine, like, okay, if you had a best friend who was feeling this way, what would you tell her? If you were nice to this best friend, don't be like don't tough love this friend. Well, maybe if that works, but just, try to nurture yourself, and because it's just when you're stuck that things seem impossible. They're not really impossible. They just seem impossible. Okay. So anyway, glad that all helped. Someone says, this was so helpful for me. I think a lot of work on this and hope that my angels can help me at night. Any additional work that you think I need? You could just keep redoing this healing, today's healing specifically. That would be a really nice one. Yeah. And your angels are pointing out how we did, like right after the fear part, towards the end, right after we healed the fear part, and then right after we healed the resentment parts, we also looked at any beings or any people that are, kind of encouraging you to be stuck in this stuff. And so, there could be like work colleagues or, clients or your family members or whatever, and so have the beings recycled and have the people go talk to their angels, So that's another thing that, people can subconsciously, possibly accidentally, keep you in a certain state. Sometimes if you post on social media, I've been depressed for 2 years, wow, people are going to really bond to you. They're not going to be able to handle that with clean boundaries. I mean, I'm not saying you do that, but people do that. And so, and even if you don't post on social media, your friends, people that know you, they might have bonded to some of your sadness or some of your, stuck feelings. And so, check out, who's bonding to my stuck feelings? Are there invasive beings that are encouraging that? Get them recycled. There are people bonding to my stuck feelings, just tell them, hey, I'm good. Have a good day. Go talk to your angels. you know, because that can be a real thing where people just kind of converge on each other and have a big pity party for each other subconsciously. That can get in the way. So repeating these exercises would help, you know, particularly, yeah, the whole thing would help. It's a good healing for you. I agree. Someone says, thanks for healing me. Oh, and you are saying your name. Good. Yeah, I thought so. What is it with finances? Is it past life, current life, triggering mine, others when I'm needing healing? So to speak up and take action. Tend to get cheated. Now twice shy. It seems like past life stuff. Um, yeah, you could do like kind of how we did. Yeah, I would say don't get too into like, okay, well, which past life was it and blah, 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 blah. Just imagine, kind of like just like we did in the healing, imagine that significant positive change for abundance. You know, so imagine your significant positive change for abundance as a bunch of colors of your energy up above you that hasn't come in yet. And then do the, like we did, do the inner child healing that, you know, will get you ready for that significant positive change in abundance. And then do the healing of other stuck parts of you from various time periods, past life and this life. You know, don't overread it. Just say, okay, well, what's in the way of me bringing that big wow level positive change for abundance, and then just keep doing the healings so that can come in. Yeah, I would back away from, you know, analyzing it because that won't make it better. So hope that makes sense. Someone says, please do send me the link for hoodies. Yeah, post it under the video because I'm not really in a headspace right now to send Amazon links. So, you know, post under the video, just say, you know, can I have the hoodie link or something, or yeah, that's fine. Or yeah, post it under the video. But that's fine. Someone says, I loved, and that would be the link for this one. Because like each time it's, you know, sometimes I get the same, you know, the same hoodie in a couple colors, but sometimes it's a different link for a different hoodie. So if you like this hoodie, obviously, then put it under this video. Yeah. All right. Someone says, yes, regular, just didn't connect feeling with healing hands. Mostly heal in my mind. Yeah, the hands, it's a whole different level of intuition, and at first you're like, yeah, this is a waste, I'm not feeling anything, but over time you can get really good at it, and that's a whole different level of information, because it's nice to get information in all sorts of different ways as you're healing yourself, so that way sometimes certain abilities won't be as strong, but then you'll have the others because you've been working all of them at once rather than going like, well, I'm just intuitive, or I'm just visual, or I'm just, you know, try to work on all of them, so then they all get better and stronger. So it says, I loved the finale triplet. TYSM. Thank you so much, Janet. Would this significant change healing help boys with current struggle in their school? It could, but the significant positive change that they were bringing in, it's more global than just school, though. It has to do with like who they are as people, and how conscious they are of wanting to have a better life for themselves and their own self-care and being motivated with self-care. So it has to do with more than just behavior in school and homework and whatever else. But yeah, it would include school. Someone says, sorry, I forgot to leave my name in the first comment. Thank you. Yes. Someone says, thank you, Janet. I feel great. I've been feeling a little sad, weepy on and off the last couple of days. Yes, you mentioned that in your survey, which might be related to all of the inner child healing. Yeah, just when you feel sad, weepy, check your grounding, because chances are you were releasing sadness just fine for like the last 6 hours, but then your grounding got blocked, and then you feel it consciously, like, oh, I feel sad and weepy. When you feel it, that's when it's actually blocked up. But you were releasing it all along, but then it got blocked up. So then if you unblock it, you won't feel sad and weepy anymore, but you'll still be releasing sad, weepy energy probably, and other stuff, you know. So just keep unblocking your grounding, because it looks like each time you felt sad and weepy, like the whole back of your grounding was blocked, and therefore like the back of 4321 was also blocked. Because when your grounding blocks up in the bag, it's like a whole traffic jam of things that block up, you know, the back of certain chakras, the back of your aura, and you pop out more. So just unblock your grounding when in doubt. And, you know, if you want, just, you know, do like sticky gold wax on all your chakras a couple times, you know, just to unblock them. There is a video that will be linked below, I believe, in the comment section. That if you search Janet Wright Sticky Wax 7, you'll find it, but I think I'll link it below also. Someone says, that makes healing sad resent, that makes sense maybe, about healing all those parts of you. I have a lot of resentment that I feel just makes me freeze up in a pattern of pain. Thank you. Well, good. I'm glad we started working on that. So you can work more on it. Lost my place because YouTube scrolled on me. There we go. Okay, someone says, hi, Janet. Oh, I should finish up soon. Hi, Janet. We listened to most of the healing today. Oh, good. So hi. Hello to your child. Hi. I was wondering about boundaries with my mom, and you give her initials, thank you, and your sister, and you give her initials, thank you. Well, right now you have pretty decent boundaries with both of them, but your sister, she's sort of like bubble wrapping you, like in your 7th layer and 6th layer of your aura. So just maybe check out the outer 2 layers of your aura. Just lots of sticky gold wax and lots of, gold sandstorm. Just comb through the outer layers of your aura and wash her out. She cords to energy blocks that are there. So just find the energy blocks she's corded to and melt them away. But your mom, it's not in your space at all right now. She liked what we did at the very end, the proactive flower healing for triggered people. She liked that a lot. She's like showing me her flowers. She's like, thank you. So that's a good one for your mom. Just give her flowers. Give her energy healing flowers. So it says, dear Janet, I healed myself. Yes, you did. I loved the stuck parts garden healing. Yes, make a sacred garden for each part of them and heal them. Is there a way to clear stuckness between people? My sister doesn't speak to me, and I'm not even sure why. Sort of boundary breach. Well, the thing is, within a family, if someone doesn't speak to somebody else, part of that, try to clear your end of your expectations that if she's your sister, she should talk to you. Because just because you guys are genetically related, that's just like DNA stuff, right? So it could be that on a spirit level, you don't have any past lives with each other, and you're different spiritual ages, so you're not really like, it's not a thing, like, like there's not a nourishing potential between you two. And it could be, or you could even have a negative past life together. So it's kind of like, yeah, I don't really want to talk to that person, which is okay. You don't have to, like, just because you have genetics together, it's not that big a thing necessarily. So try to, heal your inner wounds, because what could be happening is you could have had other past lives where you were really bonded to a certain relative and then you lost the relationship with that person. So it could be really more about your past and your wounds than this actual person. There might not be a lot of positive potential between you and that actual sibling, the literal sibling that you're writing about. So it may not really be a problem that she doesn't talk to you. It's just triggering self-acceptance stuff and old sadness from past lives about other people that is not about her. So I would say try to work on it with that angle in mind, because a lot of people assume like, oh, my sister should talk to me, or my parents should talk to me, or my child should talk to me, and not really. I mean, it is what it is. You can be just completely different people and not really, not everyone is incarnated with a bunch of people that are going to be their BFFs. Sometimes you incarnate with people that you're not really going to particularly have strong positive experiences with at all. And like I can have a more positive experience with like 9 out of 10 of my neighbors than with some of my genetic siblings, and that's not a problem. It is what it is. It's the particular siblings that I chose. We have, there's no common ground. So anyway, so I would say take it from more of a self-healing perspective with that. I mean, there are times when, like, I have a video, resolve conflict boundary issues. If you want to look that up, search Janet Wright, resolve conflict boundary issues. I have this buzz cut. My hair's like really short. That one. But so if there was potential for, positive interaction between you and her, working that could help. But in this case, it may just be that there's not a lot of positive potential. And that way you just heal your own baggage and you're fine and you just move on. So I hope that helps. Someone says, thank you so much. You're welcome. Someone says, I was feeling fine at the beginning. I'm a broken wreck now at the end. Like my body just gave up living. I can't walk anymore right now. My goodness. Well, first of all, I think your heart chakra is a little bit shut. So just, maybe take a nap, first of all, which I think is what you're headed for. But yeah, I think you should have a family member in your space, which can happen sometimes. So if you just imagine like your immediate genetic family members, there's a female one that's like so in your space you can barely breathe right now. So just it's your body, is not theirs. So just if you want, you can just take a nap first, but then set it up with your angels that when you come back, you're really coming back, and you're gonna just wash everybody out with a big gold tidal wave. Use a gold tidal wave, wash out all your chakras, your aura, your spiritual path, everything. But yeah. Yeah, I think yeah, it seems like it was your mom, and she just knows that you injure yourself sometimes, and she was like all freaked out that you were about to injure yourself, and she was going to stop you from injuring yourself again. And so I just talked to her and I said, well, what do your angels say about that? And she says, oh, and she talked to her angels and she backed off of you. So relatives, sometimes they just, particularly mothers, but they can have these inner alarm systems where they're monitoring you. And so if you make a big positive step forward, they don't know if it's positive or negative. They just know that you're in the middle of a big shift. And so they assume, because they're stuck in fear, that it's something terrible that's about to happen to you or that is happening to you. And so they jump in your space. So you can just remind everybody, hey, I'm healthy, I'm strong, I'm fine, I'm having a good day. Go talk to your angels, go have a good day. I'm fine, really. Okay. Okay, so I should wrap up. Someone's talking about their sister, but I don't. Yeah. Sometimes it's okay if your siblings don't talk to you sometimes. So just, you can do that resolve conflict and boundary issues video just to like clean up the energy, but it still might not change that person's decision to, live their lives completely separately from you, and that's okay. It's just genetic siblings. They don't have to be BFFs. Someone says, wow, thank you so much. You're welcome. Okay, good. So you guys are awesome. I hope you find some enjoyment in springtime, and happy spring, woohoo. And good for you for doing even a little bit of today's healing. It was a lot. And of course, you can ask your angels to help you more with this stuff in your sleep or just subconsciously while you're awake doing stuff. That works too. All right. I guess I'll do the animal cam just for the last minute of the session. So Abel is over here close by. He's got his little collar on. We have the vet coming for him on Friday to take a look at him. He's doing okay. He just can't handle with the cone off. He gets all freaked out. So then I'm going to let out the twins, Daisy and Izzy, from their little carriers. I know. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Alrighty, so let's see, that's Daisy right there. And Abel, you want to go outside? When he doesn't want to go outside, he just stays in one place. He like freezes. He's like, don't make me go out. I don't want to go out. All right.